Eh, I'm just gonna wait here for people to show up. What's the awkwardness in between people coming on and what's up, first viewer? Who am I speaking with? Who am I in the presence of right now? Dirty song. What's up? This is gonna be me and you. Let's chat. Eric, what's good, man? Are we am I coaching you again? Is that what you're thinking, man? Is that where you're boom, just like that, 44 people. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's good? What's good, Dylan? What's good, guys? What's good? Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you. We got Trista, we got Psalm, we got Ehrman, Daniel, Levant, Blaze, Don. What's good, guys? What's up? I'm on a layover, 7-hour layover at LAX before I head over to Vegas. So we got some time to chat, kill, and I thought I would. I'm a new dad back. Yo, man, what's on? I'm a new dad back in the gym journey. Let's go. Congratulations, man. A girl or boy? Healthy baby, that's all that matters, but let me know. Being fit is a choice. It is 100% a choice. And this is what I want to talk with. I think it's a good, do you have programs or a fitness app? I do have programs. Head over to johnnyshoe.com or go to merch at johnnyshoe.com and it's all there. Splits if you want to get custom plans as well too. Those are there as well. Yeah. Appreciate it. My week's going okay. It's okay. It's oh, it's a cute little bird. Sorry, a little bird just flew over here. I'm having a good week. Busy week because I'm over here in Mandela X and I'm heading to Vegas for EDC and get some content stuff and yeah, new dads, my toddler, yeah, man. I gotta work out during. Yeah, it's you gotta adjust your life when you got kids. It's a whole new game, whole new ball game when you got kids. I remember I used to go to the gym before my daughter was born. It's crazy. I'm saying like 6 years ago. It's like what? But I'd be in the gym for hours. Like I would get my cardio done. I'd get my training done. I'd hang out for a bit. And now it's like, no, can't do that. Need some tips from here about back. Yeah, for sure. How many earrings do you have? So I'll give you guys a little secret. I have hidden meanings all over my body. The number 23 is my favorite number. It's my angel number, and if you look, 23 on my arm, 23. All the letters here equal. There's 5 of each letter. I'll leave it as a thing, but anyway. I would love to do something with Brian Shaw. I'll be sick. Quick question. The saying, is the technique not the weight? Can a guy that is not super strong but uses proper technique, can you build muscle? 100%. That's where it starts. Put it this way. When you're building a house or anything, it starts with a strong foundation. So you want to make sure that you're tedious about certain things, right? You don't want to just graze over your foundation or graze over, I would say, the frame of your building. You want to make sure that you're doing all the things properly first, and then you've basically created a fortified, strong, house. In this case, body. So yeah, you can take good form and turn that into a very strong body. I think it starts 100% at having really good form to start, right? So for most people, they're loading on dysfunction, right? They can be strong, but then their form isn't that good. They can get away with it for a bit, but it's only a matter of time until you eventually get tweaks and then get hurt, right? Heck yeah, man. I love hearing about the dads and stuff. I'm about how long would you recommend taking it easy on a tweaked knee until you feel until you can move on it properly without it disturbing or disrupting your training. If you're walking on it or whatever and it hurts, if you're trying to do a movement and and it's taking over, you know, your ability to actually train, there's no like just take a break. Take a break. I get a new father 15. Yeah, appreciate it, man. I recently watched some old videos and came over the video where you arrested Tiger Mike. Yeah, that was fun, man. Everybody's number is high school jersey. Heck yeah. Hell yeah. How important is cardio? How important is cardio to hitting body fat? Cardio? Wait. In the teens. Oh, hitting cardio. So body fat, people overlook cardio so much. Cardio is, and I say this all the time to clients and that consult. So if you want to get a consult, get a consult. Either way, everyone's so quick to reduce calories. And for the most part, what I've found is, for the most part, people aren't moving that much. And if you look at it, moving's gonna be your best advocate to you losing fat, right? Obviously being at a deficit as well too, but like cutting out food, people make the big mistake by reducing their calories by too much and then not moving that much. If they would just literally just start moving more and then start reducing calories slowly, that's when things actually start making more sense and you get better overall results from that, right? You have enough fuel to keep muscle and build muscle and have more energy to actually lose fat. So it's better to do cardio than it is. You can do, look, if you got 50% more body fat on you can easily do 45 minutes to an hour cardio and shut off most of that fat pretty quick. Now, right, if you're 50% body fat, I don't think you need to do that much cardio. But if you're like in the 20s or 30s and you want to get down, I've done cardio blitzes with some of my clients, put them on a good deficit, like a healthy deficit where they're getting enough energy to, preserve muscle, build muscle, keep their hormones in check, and then just give them more cardio. And the more they move, because that's where the most people aren't doing. They're not moving enough. They're going to the gym and training. When I say moving, I'm talking like getting steps in, right? You are fit or are you fat camp? Yeah, let's talk about that. Did you guys watch the Jubilee episode of Fit and Fat, Fit versus Fat? Give me like a thumbs up, or I don't know what we got for it, whatever. Appreciate you, Mike. Did we see that? Because I watched it. I did a reaction video to it. And hey Johnny, I keep asking the question, but I'm lost. I would love to hire you, but kind of cheap. I have 4 days a week. Get a one-time training plan, and then book consults every like 6 weeks or whatever you think. Super easy. But I have a 4-day-a-week to hit the gym. What's the best split for me? The best split for you is you can go to the gym 4 days a week. If that's the only time you go to the gym, then that's your split. And then you put on those days the muscle groups that are prioritized, right? So let's just say right now that your chest is a weakness. Then you do chest first. Let's say your next weakness is maybe legs. Then we do legs next. Let's say your next, you say you got good shoulders. Then we do shoulders next. And say our back is really good. And we do back last, right? You can do that and then do it every train your body in 4 days like that. That's all I do is annoying. Yeah, I could not stand that at all. Myron was the absolute, I couldn't handle the stuff that he said. That was so ignorant. Like, when he said, fat people drain resources. And I'm like, drain the resources? Like, really? Like, you don't care about resources. Like, if we're talking about, resources, we gotta think of, what other things are draining resources. People who are obese are not draining resources. Like, this is the most unintelligent thing I've ever heard in my life. And I feel bad for anybody who actually follows that person. It's just that it kind of made me mad that they picked that. I mean, I get it why they picked him. He's got a big following and he's got the shock value. But he ruined it because fit people, I believe the fitness community is nowhere near like that guy at all, which made me so mad that it actually happened. But cardio, find the cardio the best that you can do that you enjoy. And that's the biggest thing. Your biggest challenge is going to be doing that, finding, what you like doing. Your cardio could be like, I like playing basketball, going for a run, you know, um, some kind of activity outside of the gym, or maybe it's like boxing, or find the thing that you could do that you could actually stick to doing, or just like if you're doing cardio and you're walking for like 30 minutes, go find an episode to watch on TV. Watch YouTube. Catch up on some YouTube videos. Super easy. Take care, Tristan, man. Appreciate you. Speaking of babies, I just noticed my fifth grandbaby is. Oh man, congratulations, Shriva. Who's saying Shriva? Who's saying Shriva? Someone knows me here. I got about an hour of lifting in, followed by 20 minutes of cardio. Then I walk a half hour. Yeah, that's perfect. As long as you're like moving, like resistance training plus moving is like your best combination with like, a balanced diet. When I say balanced diet, I mean like you're getting enough protein, carbs, and fats, and it's enough to fuel your body's priorities and then fuel your goals, right? So it's either fueling you to lose fat or fueling you to build muscle, but it's not, you always have to make sure your diet, your nutrition, calories, macronutrients are in a place where they're sustaining your ability to actually perform. If your nutrition is impeding your performance, then you're eating too less. Got that gym time in. Heck yeah, had like 2 weeks off. Bet you felt good though. Bet you felt good when you got back. Sometimes it's good to take a break. So I like deloads, but sometimes like I tell my guys like take like 3 to 5 days off. Like just stop going to the gym. Like you think about it this way. A lot like for me, we're consistent. I'm pretty sure all of us here are very consistent on a week-to-week basis, and probably going to the gym at least 3 days a week. If you're going to the gym at least 3 days a week, and you have your days off, it's consistent enough. If you take an actual like few days off, like I'm talking like take like 3 to 5 days off from the gym totally, and just step away from the gym. Go for a walk, something like that, do some cardio, but like just get out of the gym, resistance training, let your body relax. I'm telling you, do that a few times, like do that every so often. When you feel like your body's kind of getting run down, instead of taking like just say a rest day, take like a good almost week off, and by time you get back in the gym, you'll feel way more fresh, stronger, motivated to train again. So it's almost like giving yourself a little bit of that motivational absence from the gym, right? It sparks that like hunger again in your body, right? Try that. Literally try it. This message is held for review. What happened? Oh, someone asked me this question. Johnny, are you fat defender now? They will get you. This fit guys. It's the dumbest thing I heard in my life. And I'll call you out for that. My mom is a big lady. She's fat. I got fat people in my family, right? And I'm the one who is trying my best to get them to change their lifestyle, right? Am I for fat people? I'm for fucking everybody. You know what I mean? When people say like, and I know you're probably being a troll or whatever, but like, it's when I see people judge people based on their circumstances, like they have some kind of like entitlement or they're just so above everybody else that like they can look down on somebody's circumstances. Am I for people being unhealthy? No, I'm not. But I do have empathy to understand that some people have circumstances. Now, is it on that person to change? 100%. 100% is on them to change. I was a recovering drug addict, so I understand I understand that it's not easy. I made a video about this yesterday, and I said the same thing. I hit rock bottom. I couldn't count, like I was 27 when I literally kind of like I hit the rock bottom, and it literally was years and years. Sorry for playing. It was years and years and years of me blowing it until I was finally like, okay, you know what? I can't do this. I can no longer operate like this in my life. I'm ruining my life. And that's like the same thing everybody. You can't expect people to be like, oh, you should just like stop being fat. Or you should stop doing drugs. You should stop this habit. It's like the most like disingenuous thing for someone to say that you should just be able to stop. You have a choice. It's like have a brain. Have a brain. I'll call anybody out. I'll call everybody out for that. So I thank you for all the good. Appreciate you. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching. I agree with the drain on resources. To be honest, how? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about if you believe that fat people drain resources. Okay. So what about all of the people who are extremely rich? Are you worried about them draining the resources? Are you worried about big corporations who are draining resources? Because if you say that, I mean, I'm a big believer in, if you say that, then you have to be consistent on all things draining resources. Like do you really care that much about the resources that you're like, oh yeah, people are draining resources? There's a reason why most people are obese, because there's enough resources for that. There's corporations that make that available and happen. They make that possible. So to say like that people are draining resources, it's like it just shows. And I'm not. You want to say stuff like that? I'm not gonna judge you, but I'm gonna comment on that. I totally believe that is a very unintelligent comment. It lacks, self-awareness to say things like that. I'm in IT between studying and get weights in. I do attend 6. Yeah, go. What's the best method to lose a guy? So here's the thing, guys. Steps. I hope it's not so loud, but steps. When it comes to steps, okay, and I get it, right? Steps are a great thing, and a lot of my clients say like I do steps and whatnot. The problem with steps is that I can walk 10,000 steps very slow, right? I always look at steps as like that's in your bank. That's like you gotta think like that. Your steps, getting a lot of steps in, is your unbelievable foundation. That as soon as you do some actual cardio where you're getting zone 2. Like if you're doing 8,000 zone 2 cardio steps, you're losing that dagger. If you're just doing regular steps and then you add on maybe 30, 40 minutes of cardio, that's just adding fuel in the fire and burning more calories. So look at it that way. Don't look at your steps as like that's my cardio. Now if that's the only way you can do it, it's fine. But I would make sure that your steps are actually going to give you, they're gonna give you the environment to lose fat, right? Again, I can go on a treadmill and put on 0 incline on 1 speed and get 10,000 steps in. How many calories are gonna burn at that rate? Not much. Sweet, good. Glad you like the live streams. Question: I barely increase bench wise. Chest last 8 months, maybe 2 kilograms. What's your amazing tip when you stagnate? So a couple of things you can do. Number 1, hold on a second. You said in how many months? In 8 months, 2 kilograms? That's like 5 pounds. 5 pounds? Yeah. So a couple of things. Revisit your nutrition, right? Make sure you're eating enough protein. Make sure you're eating enough calories to get stronger. 2, if you're what I like to do sometimes if you're say doing straight sets, right? Adding set intensifiers are really, really good ways for you to get over plateaus. So if I'm doing, say like 8, let's say I'm doing 8 to 10 reps, and I'm stuck at X amount of weight at 8 to 10 reps, and I'm there, I can't get more than that. Then I'll add in like rest pause, right, or mile match, or a drop set. What that does is it lengthens the duration of your set and pushes you past your body's, I would say, when it's starting to break down and lactic acid build up and you can't push anymore. You do a little rest pause and then you hit it again and your body starts to learn how to get stronger. Adding little things like that in will help you out with plateaus. And then like a couple things too, like sometimes take a break back. And also, I probably should have said this first, periodization is a good tool for plateaus. You start off in the build phase, hypertrophy phase, whether say you do 8 weeks, whatever, or even 12 weeks, and you've obviously put on some muscle and your reps are a little higher, duration's a little longer, the loads aren't as heavy. They're heavy enough, but they're not, 1 rep max heavy. And then you reach a plateau, and then you get into a build phase. So then now your reps are a little faster, the loads are heavier, and you do that for like 4 to 6 weeks. and you take maybe like a deload or whatever, and then you go back to your build phase. When you go back to your build phase, you're gonna be stronger. You're starting your next build phase off stronger than your first build phase. So that's one of the ways you can do to get over plateaus. Can you explain hit cardio? So hit cardio basically is this. Hit cardio, real hit cardio, is when you are spiking your heart rate. So basically, like, let's say arbitrarily, zone 2 cardio is translates to 15 incline and 1.5 speed, miles per hour, right? That's your base. And then you say you do that for 5 minutes or whatever. You say do interval, right? And then you spike your heart rate to running, like as fast as you can, or like a speed that is very challenging, but you can control. And then you go back down. You go up, you go back down. So maybe you do like 5 minutes or 4 minutes on at like that zone 2, then you're spiking heart rate to like sprinting for like a minute, and then you recover, then you sprint, and you recover. That's hit training, hit cardio. And then low impact or steady state cardio or LISS is basically like your zone 2 cardio where you can sit there and you can walk, step or whatever and talk to somebody, right? And it's just translating more. It's like your heart rate is that you're in a fat burning heart rate around like 60% of your max heart rate would be like your zone 2-ish cardio. For example, my weakness is my triceps on the same day. You try first, then chest is not a weakness. I'll get back to that. Sorry. What's your thoughts on fasting? My honest thoughts on fasting. Fasting for me. I grew up with fasting as more of like a religious thing, more of a spiritual thing. When it comes to, depends what kind of fast you're talking about. You can fast for, you can only morning fast. You can intermittent fast. You can fast for you can fast certain types of foods. But for me, I'm always going to go to, what are your goals? If your goal is, hey, I want to build muscle, get stronger, whatever it is, fasting isn't going to be, fasting is not going to be conducive to your goals. So I always look at, what are your goals and what are you doing to reach your goals? So again, if you're trying to be stronger, build muscle, then that means your environment needs to basically be all those things. You need to be eating enough calories, eating enough protein, training hard enough to be able to build muscle, etc. Right? Oh, John, thanks for all the vids. I already achieved my goals. Dope. We're even at the end of April gonna rethink of what's possible and go beyond. Heck yeah, love that. Hi, John. How are you? May God bless you. Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you. God bless you too. Weigh 201. Eat around 190 grams of protein, 170 grams of carbs. That's good. What's that? That's around like 190 grams of protein. See, that's 1938 times 2 is 38. That's 720. Wait, 760. And then that's not bad. That's good. And your fats are good too. Really good. Any jump roping tips for rhythm less? Yo, so hey, I just started jump roping again too. I'm glad you asked that. I just started jump roping again too. Here's the thing. I'm not like technique wise. I just know one thing. Start off slow. Start off, trying to go a certain time. Say like try just doing only like 2 minutes, and try your best to get a rhythm for just 2 minutes, and then keep working yourself up from that. Right? If you go in thinking you're gonna do 10 minutes of skipping and not mess up, expect to stop here and there. Just find a rhythm and pace for you. Don't think you have to go fast. Find an easy pace that you can do. There's some videos online of how long your rope should be. A lot of times people mess up is the rope is too long or too short. So there's a couple, I'm pretty sure there's like a rule where you can basically hold the rope up, place your hands up to your waist, to your side like this, and put your feet on the rope, and you should be able to kind of measure it off. Don't quote me on that. YouTube it up. Like 700 calories on my cut. I work at a desk. I'm resting. Yeah, so 700 calories. I mean, I'm always gonna say don't go less than 10 times the body weight in calories, but like if you're gonna have like a low day, and high days, that's fine because it's gonna kind of equal out. So like for you guys out there, you're probably asking, if you do say like if you do like a low day, say you're like Dylan, he's 200 pounds, and he has a low day of 700 calories, but his regular baseline day is like say 2,000 calories. That's cool. You can do that. It's actually a good way to do it. That's actually a good tool help losing fat. But if you're sticking at like too low of calories, I wouldn't recommend doing that. Watching your videos has gotten me to keep going to the gym. I want to say thank you, man. I love reading those. Dub Fresh and Fit. Too bad for you, buddy. Yo, listen, here's I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Look, someone tells me you're like Fresh and Fit's a dub. That just tells you a lot about yourself. I'm not judging you, but just like someone's like, if someone's gonna be like, it doesn't matter. If you're like, hey, I like Myron, that just really shows you what kind of person you are. If that's the kind of role model or the kind of people you like. Like I could promise you right now, anybody who watches Fresh and Fit that are like, oh man, this is a masculine male or whatever. I promise you, they probably don't have a girlfriend. Probably have problems having girlfriends. Probably been dumped before and really mad. And that's probably why they're in the first place. So like, good job, dub for Fresh and Fit. It's an L for you, boss. Do I need a separate arm day? If your arms are not, yes. If your arms are one of those like lagging muscle groups that don't grow as much as other groups, 100%. You know, do chest and tries, back and bis, or switch those days, chest and bis, back and tries, and then have one, arm day for sure. What's that? Shreve literally gives me us input. Like, you get love for that. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Let your body heal. Hell yeah, Flame. Good answer. I just switched up my diet, about to the gym. Let's get ripped. Get it, man. What's the best protein powder? The best protein powder is, honestly, like there's the best protein powder. Iso Smooth from Blue Sun Nutraceuticals. Link in the description below. Honestly, it's really good protein. I'm not going to say, look, that protein is awesome. It's high quality protein. It's not amino spiked. Good quality protein, 30 grams of protein per scoop. You know, and it tastes absolutely amazing. Now, if you don't like that, you go anywhere else, but look for anything that has like at least 25 grams of protein, and then, you know, it should be around like 120, 130 calories. If you're getting like 15 grams of protein and like a higher calories, you're getting a bunch of junk. I got you, man. Appreciate you, man. What did someone send me here? Renee, thank you, man. Appreciate it. My legs are jelly right now. No, the quads, but they feel good. That's the best thing. When you leave the gym and you know you put the work in, you walk out there like beat up, like someone jumped you. It's like sometimes like the best feeling knowing that you worked your ass off. Sorry guys, there's just planes all over the place. Like literally, I'm outside. I can't tell United to shut up, so I'm doing a lot. You can't cut it off. The pilot. What a jerk. Can you guys hear me? I don't think you can hear me. I mean, I kind of get the resource argument, regardless the argument isn't going to help people, someone. Yeah, like, so look, I don't retract what I think about that statement, because when it comes to resources, guys, it's impossible. Fat people are not draining resources at all. If you think about it, and like if we talk about resources, what resources are we talking about? We're talking about food resource. We're talking about like the fabric of clothing resource, right? If you think about it, if fat people are draining resources, and let's just say they're draining the food resource, how are they getting fat? They're draining the resource. It makes no sense, right? But I understand what you're saying. And again, when it comes down to it, that's not changing. And that's the biggest, King, that's the biggest point that I think we all see, is that if you want someone to change their life around, berating them and shaming them isn't going to do it. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I know for a fact Myron he was 100% bullied, and he never got over being bullied. You can tell. Like, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, guys, but like, I'm very vulnerable. I'm very confident in my skin, who I am. I know my flaws, and I'm not afraid to say my flaws. I'm not afraid to show emotion. So you can see the difference between somebody who's actually like secure with themselves and somebody who's not, right? Acting like when you gotta puff your chest out and you gotta call people names, and that's how you project your dominance. That just shows weakness. That's just weak, right? You know what shows strength? Strength is compassion. Strength is empathy. Strength is love. Strength is caring, right? Eric Janicki was probably the best example of that on there. Eric Janicki, his entire presence, his demeanor, and the way he spoke, and the way he, expressed himself, that is confidence at the highest level. Confidence at the highest level. The polar opposite of Myron. That guy is an absolute tool. Sorry to say it, but like, I would love to, like, you guys. Some people ask me like, "Yo, man, would you do a celebrity or a YouTube?" I would love to do a YouTube boxing match, MMA thing with him, and make the living. I can't say certain things on this, but I would love to. I would love to, just to be like, dude, like, you want to be bullied? Cool, let me bully you. I didn't say that, but like, and obviously, like, again, it's kind of hypocritical of me to say that, because if you want someone to change, you're not gonna make them change by berating them. But like, I'm just being me right now, and I just can't handle people like that. That gets me. It doesn't make me lose sleep, but it's just sad when you got a platform like that. Here's my thing, guys. Someone asked me before, like, what are your goals? What's your goal with your channel? I would love my channel to have 1 million subscribers, and eventually it will. And the reason why I wanted to have more subscribers is so I can reach more people, because I know what my purpose is. I know why I'm on this earth, and I know I'm not like, some special person. Like, but I'm blessed to have a platform where people listen to me, and it's my obligation to do my best to be a good example for people, and to show people a different way, or help them be more critical thinkers. I think that's like, that's what you should want to do. So when I see somebody with a massive platform, right, and they don't use their platform in a way that's gonna actually help people, but more so like hurt them, for me, it's just sad. It sucks. Hey, yo, Johnny. I ride Bronx and Roddy on road. Sweet. I'm seeing this out into my cut, and I'm going until 60 weeks. Does injury possibly go up even though I hit? Yeah. It can. Like, so when you're in a deficit and you're cutting, for sure, like, your body's it's in a higher risk for injury because of the lack of nutrition or calories. But the biggest thing is listening to your body and resting. That is key, right? Hydration, rest, mobility, stretching, getting tissue work done. That is absolute key. After a month break from the gym, how long would it usually take to get back to where? Honestly, not long. Not long. Not long. Your body, muscle memory. Your body does respond again to when you took time off. So like, the thing is, like, don't put a time limit on it. Just start back to where you were. Train smarter. A little harder, and ease your way back in, and then don't put a time limit on it. Just like work your way into it, and you'll just, you'll find yourself like, oh shit, I'm back to where I am. If you start putting time on it, and expect to be exactly where you were really early, it's gonna set you up for disappointment. My leg days are back to back. What? Monday and Tuesday, because I don't feel sore until tomorrow. If I do leg days every other day, I don't feel sore. Is it safe to do? No. So, Kalisa, so the problem that is that we're putting too much emphasis on soreness as being the the gauge of whether or not you worked hard or not, right? Soreness isn't that um, isn't the end all be all to tell us if we worked hard or not, right? So take a day, right? Especially training legs. Now I can also say this: maybe you're not training legs hard enough, maybe. But again, like don't just put so much emphasis on soreness, right? It's very normal to feel sore after not training for a bit or getting back into it, or a brand new stimulus. I'm gonna sneeze. But that happens, and then your body gets acclimates to the stimulus, and then you don't get sore anymore. I don't get that sore. I actually last week my back got really sore. I didn't train for like 3 days, busy week, and I did a push pull in one day, chest and back, and went to about two reps of failure, and my back was sore as F, right? And the next time I trained back, it wasn't sore. So does that mean that I didn't train back hard? No, it just means that my body got used to it. I recovered properly, right? So don't put so much emphasis on soreness as being your indicator whether or not you worked hard. I have an issue, brother. I went from 243 to 197 pounds. Okay, that's starting off good. I got to the gym 5 times a week, 2,200 calories a day, 200 grams of protein a day. My goal is 190, but I can't lose these final 7 pounds. Okay, so hold on a sec. Let me read this again. Okay, so what I'm going to say is, and like whenever I read people tell me what they're doing, right? They'll say I'm 243 pounds. I'm at now 197. I go to the gym 5 days a week. I'm eating 2,200 calories, and I can't lose any more. My question is, because whenever I see this, I always see something that's lacking, and cardio is not in there. So how much cardio are you doing, right? Those calories don't seem too low. Right now you're at 200, you're at 197. So 220 calories is pretty good. 200 grams of protein is great, right? Where are you doing cardio? And I can guarantee you're probably not doing as much. You want to lose those extra 7 pounds? That's a pound a week you can lose by doing 500 calories of cardio. And 500 calories of cardio looks like 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how hard you go. 7 days a week. There's your answer. Thank you for this. People act like genetics don't play a role. They do. 100% they do, man. Like, obesity isn't a black and white thing. That's what I really hated about that entire exchange with Myron. People look, people get fat, they get obese because a couple of things, right? The obvious things happen. They don't move as much and they intake too much. But there's also a bunch of other factors that can exacerbate those symptoms. Number one, you could genetically, there's people who actually it's genetically harder for them to lose fat. My family, for instance, like really fit. My brother and me used to be like almost like the exact same. My brother now is like way bigger than I am. I think he's about 250 pounds. My mother's 220 pounds. My uncle Abdul the Butcher, wrestler, he was 400 pounds. Like our family we have a big family. We don't have these genes where it's really easy to lose fat, right? We also have the genes that we can easily get fat. So yeah, there's a genetic component to this, but genetics, mental illnesses, those can exacerbate the foundation symptoms of getting fat. I shouldn't say the foundation, because let me put it this way: genetics are one thing, mental illness another thing, and then once you add on not moving much and taking in too much food, that becomes even worse, right? So anyway, thoughts on Floyd versus Mayweather? I don't know. Is it a trick question? You wouldn't have an NFL without people with genetics, of course, right? Like, that's a fucking good example. It's funny. The guy who's the guy in the Fresh and Fit, whatever. Sorry, not Fresh and Fit. The Fat versus Fit. The guy with the plaid shirt on reminded me of a tackle. right? Like look at like such a good example. Man, my man, Mr. Fantastic. So Myron's basically like, yeah, man, all linemen are are useless, are draining resources. Look at the NFL. What an idiot, man. I'm glad you made that up. That made me seem more angry. You think about it. You think linemen are 15% body fat? I mean, I come from like back in the Barry Sanders days. Warren Sapp is obese. Sorry, Warren Sapp was obese, but the dude ran under a 540, right? So when I see people like fresh and fit loser Myron say stuff like that, I'm just like, man, this guy's an idiot. Clout chasing by Yonda is 16. That is definitely a 16-year-old comment. All right, man. Good for you, buddy. Dave IT. If you can't say something nice, right? How hard is it to be simply not be nasty? Right. You can. The thing is that like all of the Myron-esque people, which is so unfortunate, is that there's a level of truth to what they're saying that gets completely dominated by the ignorance and the cruelness of their actions and their language. You know what I mean? It's like I want to change people, so I'm gonna shame them and they're gonna just get better. Not everybody responds to that. I coached college football, and I coach receivers, special teams, and there's like, you guys, anyone knows football, anyone knows team sports, there's a bunch of different personalities, and everybody responds to different ways of motivation. Some guys you can just like, you can crack on them, you can call them out, you can be hard on them. Some guys you can't be as hard on them. Some people you can kind of like, not necessarily shame them, if anyone knows football, they know what I'm talking about. You can call them out, you can, you know what I mean, you can do all those things, whatever. But some people just don't respond to motivation in the way of shaming. It never works. Fatness is a result of the industrial food, allowing for the convenience of hyper. Yes, 100%. Which is compounded by the stress. 100%, 100%. Doc, 100%, 100%. And then when you create that environment, you create a habit, right? You become addicted to food. Some people get addicted to food. Some people use food as a way of coping with something, right? It's like Doc's just the same. Like you can probably agree with this, that like there's that reward system that happens, right? That's how habits are created. Some person could go home, they have a bad day at work, or something happened with something happened. There's a trigger event, and all of a sudden, they got something to comfort them, and it was food, and that food made them feel good. And now they do that all the time, and they're not training or exercising. All of a sudden, those symptoms get worse and worse and worse, and all of a sudden, you're obese. And it's so people understand it's so easy to get fat. It is so easy to get fat. It is so easy to get fat, and it's so hard to build muscle. That's why there's way more fat people than there are muscle people. That's why way more people quit trying to build muscle. That's why I got people like you guys on my channel asking all the time on how to do certain things, because building muscle is not easy. Getting fat is extremely easy, and not easy just in the act, but it's like in the caloric intake. 500 calories above maintenance. 7 days a week, you gain a pound of fat, right? If I train my ass off and take all the steroids, I'm not going to gain a pound of muscle in a week. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's so easy for someone to become fat. Now, is that an excuse for someone to become fat? No, but there's symptoms of why they are, right? And the whole point of this is not to. I think the whole point of that fat versus fit thing wasn't to shame. I honestly think that they weren't expecting Myron to be. They probably were expecting Myron to be like at least on the man side. That guy hates men and women. Just like straight up. Appreciate it, man. I'm a passionate dude, man. That's my personality, right? I appreciate you guys. What's zone 2? Zone 2 cardio is basically where your heart rate. So zone 2 would be it don't quote me on this. I gotta, but it's basically like around like it's around 60% of your max heart rate. So finally, your max heart rate is basically do your age minus 220. That'll give you your max heart rate, and then times that by 0.6, and that'll kind of give you your zone 2 cardio. My last cheat meal, a few days ago, I had Oreos. I'll give you guys, I got a problem. I got a problem with Oreos. I'm dead serious. I get it. Like, it's not necessarily a problem. It's I recognize that I can't have Oreos in my house. So I'll get Oreos. I might go do something and I'll go get a box of Oreos, like just a regular size, or the Oreo Thins, minis, whatever. And I'll literally get I got my little superhero cups. I'll put milk in it, and then I'll literally put Oreos in there, and I'll eat it with a spoon. That's my favorite thing. I'm dead serious. Yeah, but should you do zone 2 cardio while weight training? Yes, zone 2 cardio is what you want to do when you're weight training. You could also do HIIT training as well too. The thing is, as long as you're fueling yourself properly, you're asking this question because people are. I know you're asking the question. You're asking this question because the fear of losing muscle when you're training, and that's usually why people sometimes don't do cardio, and the fact that most people don't like doing cardio. But the fear of losing muscle. Now, I'll give you an example. My brother, I think it was last year, finally, my brother listened to me, and I made him a plan, everything else, and he followed the plan. And one day, I prescribed him 30 minutes of cardio because for me, I'm like, look, I'm gonna give him like at least 30 minutes of cardio. I was gonna give him like basically 150 minutes a week of cardio, and I'm not gonna scare him off, so I'm gonna give him something that I know he can do. And he was motivated this time. So one day he messaged me, he texted me, he's like, hey, can you do too much cardio? And I'm like, well, yes and no. I'm like, what's up? And he sends me a screenshot of his phone, or sorry, he sends me a picture of his treadmill. His treadmill says like 56 minutes and like X amount of seconds left. I was like, oh shoot. I'm like, was that hard? And he's like, well, not really. I was just kind of like just listening to music, and by the time I looked up, it was almost an hour. I'm like, well, you're eating basically. Like, here's the point. My brother has more than enough body fat on his body. Like, your body's in a surplus. His caloric intake was in a deficit, but still took care of all the things he needed. Was eating enough protein, enough calories, etc. On your pursuit to training and losing fat, when your body has enough fat on it and you're eating enough calories, you're not going to lose body fat. You're not going to lose muscle. When you start to lose muscle is when you're not eating enough calories, regardless of how much fat's in your body, or when you're doing too much cardio and your body fat percentage is very low and you're not eating enough calories. So for instance, if I'm doing a prep and I'm 8% body fat and I'm doing hours of cardio and I'm not giving myself enough protein, I'm probably going to start losing muscle. Possible, right? Oops. Question, what is your view on half reps at the end of a set? Depends. If we're doing long length partials, I'm all for it. If we're doing like half reps at the wrong range, then it's kind of useless, right? So long length partials, meaning long length partials basically, if I'm doing like, say, like shoulder press, because you can see my shoulder, this would be when I'm down here, this is when it's lengthened. When I'm up here, this is when it's shortened. So if I'm doing like, full range of motion, and also at the end of my set, I'm doing this, fine, perfectly fine. That's actually like money. Leon, what up, Kenny? What up? What up? Any tips on how to stay safe and go up in weight if I don't always get a spotter? So machines all day. Machines all day, right? Synth machine, put the little, the stopper on it, but you even have like, you can use this like racket. Machines all day. I don't usually have a training partner, and for me, if I'm doing dumbbells, again, for me, it's also like dumbbells are easy. I can just chuck them when I'm done, right? But I'm also like, here's another thing too, which is really easy. I advocate going to failure so you at least understand what failure feels like, so you have a gauge of what coming close to failure feels like. So go to failure first for a set. And then when you're training, the next set or whatever, when you're getting close to that set, so you know when to stop. So coming close to 2 sets, 2 reps of failure, you actually understand what that is, and you can kind of see it coming, and you know when to stop. So, hope that helps out. Are you Chris Tucker? I've got that a couple times, but no, I get Devontae Adams all the time though. And seeing that I'll be in Vegas, I'm definitely gonna get a couple. Hey, you Devontae Adams? And I'm gonna be like, yes. Just joking. Can I do boxing, BJJ, Wilkes doing weights, and still build muscle? Yes, I'm doing that right now, 100%. Again, it's how you feel yourself. You can do all this. Actually, you can do all those things. Here's how it kind of works, guys. If I'm training, and it's like quick math, right? Weigh things out. If I'm doing, say, 5 days a week in the gym, and I'm doing BJJ, say like twice a week, and I'm boxing for cardio, say like once a week, does that take away the 5 days of training that I'm doing? Probably not. But on top of that, if I'm fueling myself enough, I'm giving my body enough time to recover and build muscle. You're in jeopardy of building muscle when you're doing too much of one thing outside of resistance training and then not fueling yourself. The resource argument is that fat people have more medical issues and take up more space in hospitals, doctors' offices. Again, I get the argument, but what matters is, yes, and we can definitely dive into the other resources what it's taking up, medical and whatnot. But here's the thing, and I gotta be careful what I say on, guys, I gotta be careful what I say on YouTube. But I understand that. But the medical industry capitalizes on people being sick. So they're not draining that resource. Why? Because that's how they're, you know what I mean? Like, it's, without getting into it and get myself canceled, right? Myron is a goat. That's too bad for you, buddy. And hey guys, we obviously know that we got some trolls on here that are like, just to say it because I think it makes me, when I say that something bugs me, it bugs me like a mosquito bugs me. It doesn't bug me like I'm gonna lose sleep. It's not like I'm going to bed like I hate Myron. And I wake up and I'm like, I can't sleep because Myron's on my. It's like, no, after this conversation, like I forgot we were talking about Myron. Even that the comment I just talked about with my boy about the resources. I wasn't thinking about Myron. I was just thinking about that actual thing. So your break. Anyway, Jonah, thanks for all the help you've given us. Thank you, man. Guys, when it's still very weird for me to hear comments like that. So when I say like thank you, I mean that from my heart. I really do. Watch your videos to correct my technique on building my body, doing the right posture. I want you to keep it up. I'm 100% going to keep it up, man. Appreciate it. Do you find progress is easier adding reps and upping the weight gradually, or upping the weight until you can't? So reps, for sure. So I think that is the true progression. Is when Doc, Mike, myself, when we're talking about progressive overload, it's gonna be reps before weight, right? So here's why I say that too. I always have a rep range. I like giving my clients rep ranges, right? Tempo, technique, rep range. Say it's 10 to 15 reps. Say you're doing 80 pounds on dumbbell press, and you're starting off your meso or your phase, and you're doing 10 to 15 reps, and you only get 10 reps. You have, say, 3 sets of 10 to 15 reps, and your first 3 sets you get 10, 10, 10. Then the next week you get 11, 10, 10. Then the next week you get 12, 11, 10. And then next week you get 14, 12, 10. And then you get, you know what I mean? That's what the progression looks like. So it's reps before weight. That's what I recommend. And then obviously the closer you get to that end rep range, it's like, okay, so if 1 week I'm at 14, 14, 14, and I'm not hitting failure, I'm talking like I'm 14, like say like I got 1 more rep and it's gonna be an ugly rep, and I got 1 rep away from the max, I'm increasing the weight the next week. That's just gonna bring it right back down to that 10. So we want to arbitrarily get stronger to purposely get weaker. I think it's stronger to get weaker, stronger to get weaker. I'm skinny fat. Should I build muscle? Build muscle. Build muscle. Build muscle. Make sure you get enough protein and build muscle. Most people become skinny fat because they go into a diet and they don't eat enough protein. They just diet and they lose muscle and they end up becoming skinny fat. That's what skinny fat is. Skinny fat is basically having, losing weight, right? And that weight includes fat and muscle. So Austin, here we go. Here, you got some. Zone 2, 60. Yeah, there you go. 671 max. Of your heart rate. Perfect. So zone 4. Yeah, there you go, my man. Thank you for doing that for me. Recovery food, calories. Recovery food is just calories. You know what I mean? And one more thing. Which one is better way to do? Doing more reps and use light weight, or doing less reps and doing more? So it's a question I'll be answering for the rest of my life. I guarantee it. You can do heavy weight and less reps. It's just not sustainable over a longer period of time. You can still build muscle. And I'll make it easy for you guys. Everyone listening? If everyone's listening right now, make sure you listening. I'm gonna explain this. I'm gonna explain it again. That's totally fine. I don't mind that. Here's the thing, right? You can build muscle from anything between 30% of your 1 rep max to 85% or 90% of your 1 rep max, right? If I do 30% of my 1 rep max, I can do reps upon reps upon reps upon reps. And the higher the percentage goes, the less reps I'll be able to do, right? Makes sense. So let's just say I'm doing a 2-second negative, 1 second stretch, and 1 second positive, 4 seconds. I can probably easily sustain a 4-second rep with 30% of my 1 rep max up until probably 70% of my 1 rep max. The higher the load goes, I'm not going to be able to sustain that tempo, right? Or that duration. Again, you can build muscle from 30% to 85% of your 1 rep max. If I train at 30% of my 1 rep max, I can build muscle, but it's going to take me a long ass time because the tension is just, it's there but not high enough. I can train at the heaviest and I can definitely elicit muscle growth, but I'm not going to be able to do it as often. So it's finding that sweet spot of the percentage of your load that's going to give you the most amount of muscle recruitment, right? And then hopping back and forth from doing the higher rep range with a moderate weight to the lower rep range with the higher weight, and you flop back and forth. That's basically doing, a build phase to a strength phase, a build phase to a strength phase, right? So it's not necessarily which one's better. It's both of them combined, working together while you're doing one to start and then doing the next and then flopping back and forth. If that makes sense. Sorry, Johnny was using Siri and she might have spelled crap wrong. Cool. If I'm fat and want to build muscle, should I eat at a deficit or maintenance? If I'm fat and want to build muscle, so if you feel, I'll explain this again. How building muscle in a deficit works is this. Your body is in a surplus. You have a surplus of energy on your body, fat. Your nutrition is in a deficit, right? And now we're not talking about an extreme deficit, we're just talking a deficit less, say it's 500 calories less than what you were eating at maintenance. You can build muscle because your body has energy and you're giving your body energy as well too through your nutrition. And you want to build muscle. Eventually your body fat percentage is going to go down enough that it might start to, get in the way of actually building muscle. But you can build muscle anything between 10% plus, right? So anybody who's trying to lose fat, your goal is to lose fat, but also build muscle. Building muscle should be the #1 priority, right? If you're not strong and you're obese, building muscle is going to be your best tool, because the more muscle you have, the more energy your body needs to move muscle around, right? People say muscle weighs more than fat. It doesn't, right? A pound of fat and a pound of muscle weigh the same. The difference is that there's more energy needs or there are more energy requirements to move a muscular arm than a fat arm. That makes sense. Who's gonna carry the boatloads, the boats and the logs? I don't know. What to do to escape from skinny fat? Build muscle, increase the protein, start eating creatine, supplementing creatine, and you're good. Weren't those F and F guys crying a couple of months ago for losing money? They were. Yeah, they were. They were. You know that they've been. It's funny because like the red pill. Let me tell you something funny, okay? That before 2006, a good buddy of mine's like, you should read The Rational Male. You guys look that up, right? The Rational Male, the author of The Rational Male is your pioneer of red pill. I was reading red pill like material almost 20 years ago. Like it's not new. It's not new at all. Like it's like when I'm looking at this, I'm like, I've read this stuff like years ago. I'm talking 17 plus years ago, right? And now it's a thing because I think that here's what happens in society. People fight extremes with extremes. So we have the extremism of, feminism. There is feminism, but there's extreme feminism, right? And there's to fight feminism, then there's misogyny, right? And there's such thing as misogyny, 100% there is. And there's even there's racism. People to fight the extremes, they use extremes. So to counteract the extreme feminism comes red pill, right? That's the answer or the response to that extreme. Both ends of the spectrum, never in the middle. No one's meeting in the middle. So instead of being more intelligent and having better conversations with both men and women, the answer is let's be extreme and make it all about, I don't know, the good old days where women should just be in a kitchen cooking and taking care of the kids and they shouldn't be working and stuff. And I understand that in today's society that the marriage, the divorce rate is extremely high. Yes, there's a lot of those things that they say that are actually true, but that doesn't mean it's everybody, right? So all of the red pill material has some small truth to it, but it's just overcomplicated and extremed by just shock value, ignorance, foolishness, right? So I'm going to deal with this shit. Andrew Tate is a better role model than Myron. Not even Tate fan. And you know what, Leon? I'm going to agree with you. And you know what's funny? I'm not an Andrew Tate fan, but I understand. That makes sense. I understand that, right? Because for the most part, people my age, from my era, from people who are I'm born 1983, and I still feel I don't feel like I'm 41, but society's way different. And my generation was lucky enough to be integrated with social media, with the internet, Wi-Fi, all that. I remember when Wi-Fi came out, when internet came out, and we were properly integrated into it. So we got to be kind of above the curve, or in front of the curve, in front of the trend. And I remember all the things that Andrew Tate sang that kind of applied to me, back in the day. For me, it's when I look at women. For me, I'm I don't really want to date someone who's an OnlyFans. I don't think a woman should be out selling her body. I think that's something that that's something that's internal. There's more of an internal thing that's going on for a woman that has to take her security in selling her body, right? And a male. Guys I've stripped before. Hey guys, check it out. Yeah, I did bachelorette parties back in the day. I was broke as hell and I needed money. You know what I'm saying? So I don't judge, but I'm also understanding these things from experience. So I don't say things because I judge. I say things from experience. I know what that is. So for me, when I look at some of the things that Andrew Tate says, I'm like, yeah, I don't want the woman I'm with to want to show the world her body. You know what I mean? I do want my woman to have a beautiful body and to be able to be confident and show it. Like, and here's what I mean by that. We all know this, men and women, right? I know women are probably watching. There's a difference between someone making a post of their body, because I do myself too. So I can't be like, women, you can't do pictures of the body. There's a difference between me and a woman taking a picture of her body on Instagram or YouTube, whatever. And there's a difference between that picture and the way you look into the camera at a person, right? There is a difference. There's a difference between here's my hard work, and there's a difference between I want you to say I'm the hottest thing in the world. There's a difference, and you can see it. You can see the difference. I should show you examples, but there's a difference between how a man and a woman will look into a camera when they're showing their body, and you can see the difference when they're doing it, whether they're doing it because they want to be, they need the gratification, the validation of their self-worth, or they're just doing it because like, yo, this is what I'm doing, this is my work. And cause like I get pictures of my, when I'm prepping, I'll take pictures of my physique and stuff, but I'm never in there being like, I can't wait till someone says likes my picture, hopefully they like it, and I feel good about myself. Like I don't get a dopamine release at all from a picture on Instagram. If like, and you know why you can tell, I'm being honest with that. Look at my Instagram. Like I'll take weeks where I don't post anything because I'm like, I don't want to post anything. I'm just like, and it's not a good thing because I need to post things to have a business. But like, I'm just not gonna take a picture of myself and like, here are my abs. It's gotta have some like meaning to it. So like, getting back to what I'm saying, there are some things that I do agree with that Andrew Tate says, but then there's also the shock value. But they're also agreeing with Leon. Andrew Tate and Myron are not the same people at all. Myron is a Andrew Tate wannabe and makes things way worse. What is Fresh and Fit? Should I go check? Don't. Do not go check. You'll end up losing brain cells and maybe angry. This is dumb. If you have respect for, look, here's the thing. Red Pill doesn't have you respecting women. Period. I don't care who you are. You respect everybody, right? Like the core of my values are Christian values. That's just it. Like I'll say 100%. The core of my values are Christian values. So I'm not going to not respect the woman because I believe that just don't go there. If you go there, you're gonna see a bunch of stuff and go like, what the F? And then be like, how do people even follow this shit? You'd be surprised that these guys have millions of subscribers, which just says a lot about society. They prey. Red Pill preys on weak men, or I would say very damaged men. Like strip joints prey on damaged women, to be honest, right? If you broke up with a girl and got your heart broken, or a girl cheated on you, Fresh and Fit's right there to comfort you and say that woman is whatever. They're all like that. Women all cheat. They're all gonna cheat on you. They're gonna cheat on you with someone that looks better than you, and that's what they're doing. That's what they want. They only want this. This is a bunch of shit. And I appreciate you. Thank you. They're all extremely cringy. Every one of them. Yeah, they are. They have levels. Like I said, I didn't say like I'm basking in Andrew Tate. I'm saying at the core of what Andrew and his brother say, some things, there's some relevance to it. And I'll leave it at that. I build block walls for a living and lift about 10 walls a day. What is the best split and how many days a week? That's a very good question. So I coach a lot of like tradesmen. It's gonna be basically, I would say, what can you actually commit to the gym based on the energy that you have, right? And then also like, what are your goals in terms of like your physical goals? So if you're a tradesman and you got a weak, I don't ever say chest because this is so easy to say chest. If you got a weak ass chest and your chest isn't big, then I'd be programming a split that's gonna emphasize me being able to train my chest twice a week. So like you can easily do like 3 to 4 days a week. Again, it's all about making sure you're fueling yourself. The more stuff you do, the more you have to like make sure you're kind of keeping things at baseline or bringing them to baseline. Meaning, if you're working 10 to 12 hour days, and you got to squeeze the gym in there somewhere, I would be putting it on days where you're not working as many hours, and then making sure you're getting enough rest and eating enough food. I'm a G. Thanks for the 5, boss. Appreciate you. Not even most of the people. Oh, I missed that. Not even most of the people in the red pill community are fully on board with the attitude of Myron, and they're not. And you know what? They're not. Again, like I don't. I recommend reading The Rational Male. It's called The Rational MALE. Pretty sure he is the pioneer of red pill. And if you read it, when you actually read some of the articles, you're like, this doesn't seem that bad. Like I don't say it seem that bad, but you might like your impression of it or your perspective will be very neutral, I would say, because there's like a lot of things like when you talk about all the things. Just go read it. Just read it for yourself and let me know what you think. My point is, Myron is extreme even compared to Tate. 100%. 100% he is extreme. Watch what you want and make your own judgments. 100%. Myron is such a... He is. He is. Trend twins are funny. They are funny. The whole concept of red pill and blue pill shit is what that is. Just be your own person. It is. And you know what though? Again, this is what's happened to society. Here's what happened, guys. We went through a weird ass time. We're gonna look back on that time. You guys know what I'm talking about. We're gonna look back on that time, and that time just did something to society. It gave people too much time, too much fear. It made everybody not trust. Like up until those 3 years made us really think a lot about who we trust, what we listen to, what we engage our time in, what we value, all those things, man. It made things, and then what came out of that was a lot of crap. Like a lot of crap. That time, that was a Black Mirror episode that we all went in. I'm 100%. At one point, I'm like, we're in a Black Mirror episode right now. All of us, the entire world is in some weird Black Mirror episode. They agree on all the messages that he was conveying, but they all criticize his attitude. So basically, Myron isn't really a representative of your average manosphere type guy. 100%. Totally agree. Time is the number one resource. 100%. Time and energy, once it's gone, you cannot get it back. So be careful of what you waste or give your time and energy to. What's the difference between whey and casein? So casein is like a slow release, where whey is, I would say, your regular protein fast release. Whey has, I forget exactly. Casein has oh my gosh. I'm gonna brain fart. Basically, it releases into your system slower than your regular whey isolate. I know they wanted another voice on the show. There's a guy who went from 300 pounds to under 200. Understand his clients, who would have been better. I know it would have been so much better. The episode would have been amazing. If like, here's the thing too. I messaged Greg earlier today because I was my thumbnail for this was gonna be him and Myron, but I was like, no, because I want to mix things up. But like, I had conversations with Greg before, and even Greg's comments we're very like, I don't agree with being disgusted with people. Like saying like fat people disgust me is like, that's fucking harsh. But like, I know Greg, so like what he was saying wasn't like, when he says stuff like that, it comes from, and I don't want to be mean, but it comes from more like it's more of a spectrum. He's more of a spectrum, I would say, comment. That's not a comment where he was like trying to, like, Greg really actually is passionate as hell about fitness, like extremely passionate about fitness. That is 100% him. Like, maybe when his voice goes up and down, but like the core of Greg is a guy who's passionate about fitness. I know that to a T. So even the stuff that he said, he was a great person to have on the channel for that polarizing, character there. But Myron was just like ruined it. Myron ruined it because he wouldn't even let the people talk. There wasn't like, I would have loved to hear Greg, Eric, and the other dude, and maybe some other person have these really good conversations, because we could have had a really good episode, and we didn't. We didn't get to. We had to hear a bunch of people just basically argue with Myron about how dumb he is. Anyway, consuming is not draining. I dislike how he says things for clicks. 100%. That's all he's doing. All he's doing. And you know what? When people feel, and here's the thing. When influencers are on the way out, like when their following starts to whatever, there's two things you can do as a creator. When your views start going down, right? Here's the thing you can do. One, you do some strategizing, go back to the drawing board and figure things out, or you go extreme so you can just get views. And that's basically what he's doing, right? My views went from, this, and then they go to this, and they go back up like this. And I do a lot of strategizing. I'm working with Mario Roos, and I have educational content. So for me, like, me getting a viral topic isn't going to be as easy as someone who's doing, drama content, so to speak. So most of the time when people have like channels like Myron and their channels are starting to like deplete, the only way to get things back up is to be even more extreme. And that's basically what he's doing. Eric is awesome. Eric is I know Eric, man. Eric is a fucking genuine dude. What's up, man? Beach, you coming? My day is going long. I got a 7-hour layover in LA. So I'm here for a minute. I was talking to Handy Aaron about it last year. A year ago when I was in Houston. So I'm gonna try and get to deal with him. I'm gonna message him and stuff. He's a busy dude. Again, too, guys, like, check it out. Like, I'm gonna be real with you guys. The people collab with me in two ways, right? They know me, or we've met, and then we connect and we're cool. Or they're waiting for me to have more subscribers so they can, because that's just the nature of the beast, guys. If I woke up tomorrow with 1 million subscribers, like, put it this way, Dr. Mike has been putting out good content. Has been putting out good content. And Doc Mike, last year, me and Doc were like this in subscribers. Doc Mike now has millions and should 100% should have millions. How many more people you see him collaborating with, right? There's an attraction to that, because this is a very business / what can you do for me platform. It's just how it works, right? I've talked to people, I'm not gonna say names, but I've talked to people, I've been on, been talking to some of their managers and like, yeah, let's do this, we'll talk, whatever, we'll do, there's some big influencers and stuff. It never falls through, because I know it's like, hey, I don't have 1 million subscribers, and that's cool, and I'm cool with that. But the thing is, like, the ones that I've been able to collab with and I've created a relationship with, absolutely, those are the ones that I'd rather that than do a collaboration with somebody because they have subscribers. Anyway, but yeah, Handy Rob is definitely on the go. I felt disgusted when I saw my fat in the mirror. It helped me being, yeah, you know what? And like I like how the guys who are fat, um, and that's the only people who should have been on there being like, yeah, I'm disgusted at what, because like for me, same thing. For me, when I was like bad, like the addict, I was disgusted, fucking disgusted with myself, and that's what and usually that's a tipping point for people, is they get disgusted with their, they have this like realization, this like, you know, epiphany, and this awakening of realizing that they're disgusted with how they're acting. It doesn't matter if they're obese, addicts, in a relationship, in a work environment. You just get to a point where you're in disgust and you make a change. And that's something that has to happen for yourself, not by somebody being like, I'm disgusted with you. Like, that's not gonna change you. Like, imagine walking up to someone who's an addict or like in a bad relationship. Let's make it easy, because this is very common. People in relationships that probably shouldn't be in that relationship. Maybe it's toxic, it's not working. And imagine walking up to him and being like, I'm disgusted with your relationship. And you think it's gonna make them like, you know what? I shouldn't be in this relationship. Let's break up. It's like, that's gonna happen. It's on that person to realize that themselves. Like Zach, 100%. And if anything, like, that's what I like for people to understand. Like, can people see how obvious insecurity shows through people's actions? Like, you can like, for me, and I don't like, I try to explain this in a way that doesn't make me sound like, I don't know. I'm gonna try my best. When I was in high school, I was a popular kid. I was a popular kid. I was a captain of the football team. I was doing talent shows, whatever. But I was still a very big inside nerd, right? I've always been this like, I was never black enough for the black people, and I was never white enough for the white people. I was just myself. I was just weird. I just did a bunch of weird things. You know, I was just very unique in my own way. And I had my own insecurities, but I can see a lot of insecure in a lot of people. And a lot of traits that you can see that people still have from when they're in high school, you see them in grown men, right? And Myron, to me, is a person who's never got over being bullied in high school. And you can see those people who are trying their best to regain what they didn't have when they were younger. You can see it obvious. And that's exactly what Myron is. He's a dude that is just like, it screams insecurity, right? That's what people tell me, like, when I get trolls that come on the channel and they're trying to, you know, say certain things to me, and I'm just like, sure. Like, you know, I mean, like, I'll comment here and there about something just because I like, you know, I am a troll sometimes myself too, so I don't mind. But anyway, get a hold of Dr. Mike, and time to hone some jiu-jitsu skills. I saw the video, bro. Oh, now you held your own. Yo, now I told Mike I'm in jiu-jitsu now, and I told Mike I'm like you are next. I took a picture and I was at my class, and he's like is that blood sport? I'm like, yes, but I would love to. And to be honest, guys, like, Mike definitely was going easy. Mike was going easy on me. He had to, because Mike's a big dude. I gotta, there's one of my guys in my class, I played football with him. He was our tackle, my boy Ike. He's 6'8", probably 280. And he's a blue belt. And we were rolling. And like, for me being an athlete, that's what saves me. I'm very athletic. And I got a really good, you know, base of athleticism, and plus I have martial background and whatnot. When we rolled, man, he dominated me. Like, it was just like, I'm like, this guy's a problem. So for me, I completely believe that Doc Mike could have probably just, you know, just really did what he had to. I think he was being nice because the first time we clapped, he's probably like, I'm not trying to break this man first time meeting him. So, but I'm definitely up for a part two, 100%. Dr. Mike should have been on the panel. Doc Mike would have been dope on the panel. That would have been awesome. Why don't I just do that? I wonder what it took to do that. Like, I wonder if they got paid, or they're just like, hey, here's an opportunity to be in front of millions of people. Do you want to come on? But Janicki was the absolute king on the video. I think. Well, we'll echo his. Yeah, man. Yeah, 100%. Iron Shepherd's. I love it, man. Yeah, like it. Yeah, and you can, and it's a thing too. Like you can tell when someone is genuine, right? When you let yourself just like when you sit back and just watch, you can tell when someone's being genuine. That's why I was like when I looked at everyone in the panel, I knew that Myron wasn't genuine. Myron's just a fucking clout chaser, right? Sorry for the French. But like you looked at like Greg, Eric, and the other dude, they were being genuine. Like it wasn't, Greg wasn't doing his voice and trying to be, all extreme. He was being as genuine. They're all being genuine, and you can tell, genuine people. And you can, you just got to sit back and look, real recognize real, right? You definitely are a special person. I appreciate it. I am special. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Recovery food. Why I keep saying that? Fiveborn. Let me know what you mean by that. How do you feel about cupping? Love it. Depending, right? Like some people just get cupped, like, and they just leave it on, and all of a sudden, like, they come off all those bruises. For me, like, I have my massage therapist, my osteopath. When they do cupping, they cup and then they move around. They kind of like move the fascial stuff. So, I like. I'm all for cupping. I'm all for any kind of tissue work that's done properly. It would be sick if people like Johnny were boosted butt next. Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate. What the thing is too. It's like I know damn well. And it's very sad. And I do, and sometimes I do wish it's like, it'd be really cool that, channels like myself get rewarded for what we do. But like, and that's the only way that it can be. Like, I could easily get my channel to 1 million. I just got to do, a couple of videos a week where I'm doing some extreme shit. But then I don't want that shit. Like, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. Here's an example of that. Actually, no, let me answer my man here. Heading out for Mother's Day, Mother's birthday. Tell your mom happy birthday and blessed, brother. Appreciate you. What was I saying? Damn. What was I saying? I remember what I was saying. I'll come back to it. I couldn't stand moron guy. Ever since he talked, he always brought up something about women. Always. Like you can't talk about women like that and have a daughter and love your mother and be, regardless of what, like, even if you claim to be a Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, any religion, there's no way there's that kind of amount of disrespect. You can't. That's just 100%. That guy is broken. The more I talk about this, the more I feel bad for him. I feel sorry for that dude. That guy is obviously, unfortunately, went through some shitty time. He just wasn't able to recover. And here we are. Fresh and Fit's got millions. Oh yeah, that's what's talking about, millions. Eventually, I'm gonna have 1 million subscribers. But also, I always think to myself too. It's like, is that the only goal? It's like, no, it really isn't. It would be like, that is a goal, 100%. That is a goal for me. Just like I want to get belted in jiu-jitsu, but I'm not going to get belted next week, right? It's going to take time. I got to develop and whatnot. I'd rather take more time to get belted than just get me a belt. Just like I would rather have the audience that I do and build an audience that is like I honestly, guys, I love my audience. Like I really do, because I've built, you guys helped me build this community, and this is I believe it's a very, very positive community. I read the comment sections and stuff, and I see the back and forth talk, and I see some people stick up for other people and whatnot. It's a very, and that's how you build your community. This is the thing I was gonna say. You guys probably saw the roast of Tom Brady, and there's a big thing about, like, everyone's like feeling bad for Kim Kardashian because she got booed and whatnot. But it's like, realize this: Kim Kardashian, her whole family were the pioneers. They have one of the longest running series in history, which is crazy. But their entire platform was built on dramatic family reality. Like 20 years plus of drama. So When you live by the sword, you die by the sword. You live by drama, you die by drama. And I don't want to build a platform that is just drama, because I don't care what anybody says. I don't care. You can say you're playing 3D chess, 4D chess, whatever chess. I don't care. Drama is exhausting. It doesn't feel good. I don't care how much money anyone has. You can't. Peace, peace of mind trumps any dollar amount. Period. We're doing cardio and bike riding in the AM and lifting legs in the evening. That's fine. It's completely fine. Sir, I'm from India and 30. You must have noticed many men tend to get probiotic tummy. Any recommendations for food and exercise I can do? I don't really get what you're saying there, but I'm gonna assume that probiotic is, gut health is huge, so 100%, eating enough fiber, 40 grams of fiber, work our way up to 40 grams of fiber for men, and then probiotics would help with the digestion for sure. I went on a 15-mile bike ride on some crazy woodland trails and couldn't walk for it. Yeah, of course. Still top bike, of course, yeah. It's depressing to see Greg basically converging with the Manosphere pipeline. He was instrumental in helping. My honest opinion, I'll be honest with you guys, I believe that, and I made this comment, if you want to know how somebody's dealing with a breakup, see what kind of content they put out after. And when someone, and this is anybody, even me, if I start putting out red pill content, you damn well know that I had a bad breakup, or I've had an issue with a past girlfriend or partner. 100%. No one's putting out red pill content that is in a stable relationship, or no one's putting out red pill content if they have no problems with their dating life, right? Dating is dating. Dating is trial and error. Dating, that's how it works. You're gonna meet some people who are gonna blow you off. You're gonna date somebody that might be dating other people. That's just how it works, right? It doesn't mean that if something doesn't work out for you, it means all women or all men like that. It's funny because that's some women think. They'll go with a man, and the man, or their boyfriends or past boyfriends have broken them, and then now all men are evil, and all men are this and all men are that. It's basically the same thing Red Bull does. It's basically making women seem like they're all just out there to get you. They only want you for your looks and your money and your security, and that's all they want. It's like, no. I'm very confident in the fact that we all do things that are disappointing. We all do things that are encouraging, and how we navigate through life, that's on us. This doesn't mean that your own circumstance means that everybody is that way. One could argue that shape drains resources. 100%. The amount of money and energy it takes to fit. 100. Yes. I could argue. There's probably. It's funny. I saw someone say that like some fat men will outlive some bodybuilders. Probably. Right. You do video with Tyler Path. You guys are both different energy, and I appreciate it. Let me look him up. It's harder to lose it than it's to gain it. It is. Plus, portion control is mostly from childhood conditioning. Here's a conversation we're talking about here. That's what I'm saying. To blankly say that being fat is just like, you just don't have self-control, and all you can do is, you just gotta eat food. I can't help myself. It's like, no, man, like, that is a condition. Most people who are fat is because their parents brought them up fat. That culture-wise, you look at cultures across the board. When I go home, when I was bodybuilding, I would my friends from some of my closest friends are they're Middle Eastern, they're Italian, they're European, you know what I mean? They're Asian, and I'll go home, they'll be like, eat. It's like there's even black community, man, there's food everywhere. Food's everywhere. Culture eating is enough to make somebody fat. So to say like, to get somebody not to be fat is almost like tell them to go against their own culture. There's cultures out there that require you to be big. That, you know what I mean? That's a norm. You know what I mean? And so it's like such ignorance. And I love the fact that these are things that we're saying here. And I just realized that there's a crap ton of comments all the way down here. Oh my god. Yo, my bad. Jesus. Message retracted. My bad. Yo, guys, I'm Johnny is beta. Sure. Like, again. Oh man, it sucks. I'm beta. What does that even mean? Pussified Canadians. Dr. Mobius. All right. I miss all the comments. Man, it sucks. You're right. I'm a pussified Canadian. Cool. That's cool if you like Myron. That's on you, man. It just shows who you are. I want to see Myron wrestle a sumo wrestler. Love from Germany. Hell yeah. What's up? I missed a lot of comments down here. Thanks for all the positive, dude. Have a safe flight. Appreciate you guys. You know what? I actually got to go because I got 6%. I got 6%. I've been on for 96 minutes? Dang. Shoot. Okay. I'm almost 2 hours in this. I said working at home and noticing I'm creeping up on the scale. Do you have any advice for maintaining and losing weight? Well, I'm gonna say is, do you know how many calories you're eating? If you don't know how many calories you're eating, start there. It's good to track and know how much food you're eating so you know how to either lose or how to gain. In this case, you want to lose or maintain. The only way to find that out is to find how much you're actually eating, then we can actually maintain. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 o'clock, my daughter's home. I'm 4 hours from home. I gotta go, guys. But I'll do this again. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for coming on. Thank you for the positivity. Thanks for the comedy. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for everything. We'll do this again. I appreciate it. Honestly, I like females thicker. I don't know why I saw this comment before I left. But hey, I do too, man. So hey, I like them. I like them all sizes. You know what I'm saying? Here's my thing. All right, I'm gonna be honest, okay? I like them all sizes if they're in a shaped size. You know what I mean by that? You know what I'm saying? Like if you're 120 pounds and fit looking, or if you're 180 pounds and fit looking. I've dated some basketball players back in the day that were 170 pounds and looked good. You know what I'm saying? Like, so let me get off this thing, man. Anyway, I love you guys. Love you guys. Thanks for everything. I'll see you guys next week. Maybe not next week, Monday actually. I'll try and get on the live. I do lives on Monday, but I'm gonna EDC weekend, y'all. So I'm doing some collabs, not collabs. Do some content tomorrow. I get to Vegas tonight. I'll let you guys. I'll get you guys in on what I'm doing this weekend, and if you're interested. If not, I'll see you guys next time. And you guys know how it is. Iron sharpens iron. Progressive overload your life. In the meantime, keep dream chasing. Peace.